Hi, FlossTube friends. Welcome to my channel. My name is Tina Frazier, coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. Today is Sunday, August 2nd at approximately 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Coming to you today with a FlossTube update. Coming to you to share some hauls, some July wrap-up, and some August stitching plans with my cross stitch. So thank you very much for being here. If you're new to my channel, I always like meeting new friends here on YouTube, and I'm really glad you're here. So thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you'll find something here on the channel that will enable you to start something new, try a new craft, or just hang out for a little while and see if anything piques your interest. So thank you for becoming a friend. If you're a new returning watcher, thank you very much for stopping back by. My friends here on YouTube really make me feel great, and I'm really glad to call you friends. So thank you for being here. And I encourage you, if you haven't already done so, click the subscription button below and also click the notification bell if you'd like to be notified when I upload new content. It really helps, and I am just really glad to really call you a true friend at that point in time. So thank you very much again. And if you're a returning subscriber, you're a true friend, you've been here a while, you know what you're in for. I'm just really thankful to know you here on YouTube. So thank you very much for being here, and I am really glad to have all of you as friends. So thank you very much. Anyway, this is my YouTube channel where I mostly talk about my love of cross stitch, but as you saw in the most recent video I just uploaded, I also do diamond painting and a bunch of other crafts thrown in for good measure. So hopefully you'll find something here on the channel that will pique your interest and get you to come back later. So hopefully you'll find something here. Tonight's video, I am going to share with you a little bit of cross stitching haul, some updates for what happened in the month of July. I'm going to share with you some stitchy progress that I made, and also talk to you about some exciting plans for the month of August. So I encourage you to grab something to drink, grab a snack, grab a project, whatever you happen to be working on, or just kind of put me on in the background and go about whatever chores you're going to be doing. If you're doing chores, just whatever. Just go ahead and get yourself ready, and I will dive right in. So I do have a little bit of stash to share with you. So we will get right into stash haul. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of stuff that is not necessarily cross stitch related, but kind of um, not really needlework related either, but it is definitely craft related. So let me go ahead and show you. I have been kind of collecting some mini crochet kits, and I picked this one up at the Dollar Tree. Look at this little donut, you guys. It's a crochet animal. It's Crafter Square. Crafter Square is the Dollar Tree brand of craft supplies that you can get from the Dollar Tree. And that little donut was just absolutely cute. So it comes with the brown yarn, the pink yarn, the filling, and the hot pink yarn, and black for the eyeballs. So you actually get to crochet this little teeny donut. Looking forward to doing this. This is going to be a really quick project, hopefully. Hopefully the instructions in this are really nice, but that is kind of a crochet adjacent kit. One of the other things that I picked up, this was from Michaels. I have been watching a lot of Disneyland streamers on YouTube that stream live from Disneyland. I listen to a lot of them during the work week at work because I can listen to them get on rides and talk to people and just kind of hang out for the day, and it's very soothing. So Michaels had this kit. This is the poison apple from Snow White. It's not officially a Disney thing, but it is the Snow White poison apple. So I figured this would be a really fun little kind of Halloween crochet kit. So I have my two little Wooble type crochet kits. And Loops and Threads is the Michaels brand of kits. So, yep. All right. There's that. Okay. If you've watched any of my cross stitch videos, you know that I am a subscriber of the Bee Stitch Me Hand-Dyed Fabrics of the Month Club, and I get the color piece. So we received the July Fabric of the Month for 2026 in the colorway Reef. I get the 40 count Verdal quarter yard. 40 count fabrics are my favorite go-to fabrics right now because I can stitch over 2 threads with 1 strand of floss, and I'm really loving the coverage. The Bee Stitch Me Verdal is like stitching on butter. But look at this colorway, you guys. This is a gorgeous piece. So it kind of looks like sand going into water. You have the blues down there, and then you have the greens up at the top. But look at that. Look how pretty that is. That is just really great. Really great. The Bestitch Me fabrics. I love stitching on the Bestitch Me fabrics. They are like stitching on butter. They are so amazing. So amazing. So that's one of the things that I got. Alrighty. So I don't know, really quick, I don't know if let me put that up there. I don't know if you remember in a video tour ago, I was talking about my Whipco board and about missing my cards. I found my prompt cards from the Black Needle Society. I found them in a project as I was going through my whip parade. I don't know if you watched any of my whip parade, but I did find my Black Needle Society prompt cards. I have 3 decks worth of prompts, so about 156 cards that I can pull from and pick projects to match the prompts. So really happy I found that. Last Saturday, was it last Saturday or the Saturday before last? I think it was last Saturday. This is not cross stitch related. This is actually punch needle related. Although I do have some cross stitch haul to share with you all here that I'm going to share with you now. But I attended my first ever punch needle day. I happened upon a Facebook group for the Harvest Ridge Hook-In. Harvest Ridge is the name of the Holmes County Fairgrounds, which is up near Millersburg, Ohio. Millersburg is in the heart of Amish country up here in just north, about an hour and a half northeast here of Columbus. And every year at the fairgrounds, they host what's called a hook-in. Now, the hook-in is mainly for rug hookers. And if you don't know, rug hooking is a big thing. It's not like latch hook. Latch hook uses yarn. Rug hooking uses strips of wool. And it's very much punch needle adjacent because you're pulling hoops up of the wool strips of fabric that you use to make your rugs. So they have a hook-in every year at the Holmes County Fairgrounds, and I signed up to go because I was like, well, it's a punch. It also says punch needle, so let me go up and just kind of see what it's about. So I went up. I drove up an hour and a half on Saturday morning and drove through Amish country. I will actually be uploading a separate little video snippet showing the little quick video and stuff that I took on my way up there, and kind of go over the little punch needle things, but I wanted to show you. I got another Ultra Punch needle kit. So this is the tool that you use if you're doing embroidery floss punch needle. I have one of these already, but I wanted a second one just so I could have a second spare, or be able to load both of them up with colors of floss and just keep going as I'm working on projects. So I got a second Ultra Punch needle. And then I picked up 2 punch needle patterns. So Teresa Kogut, also a cross stitch designer, was at the event, and she had a really nice booth for rug hooking and punch needle and cross stitch, and she brought quite a few of her things here. So the first thing I got from her is I got the Candy Corn Kitty. Look at him, you guys. This is a punch needle pattern. So the Teresa Kogut punch needle patterns are only the patterns, some of the punch needle kits that you will get actually will have the pattern drawn or printed onto your cloth, your weaver's cloth for you. Teresa Koga's patterns are just the paper patterns that you have to trace onto your punch needle fabric. So I thought he was super cute, and since I was at the event for punch needle, I figured I would pick him up. But this is Teresa Koga. It's called Candy Corn Kitty. He was super cute, and she had this display hanging up in her booth, and it was really cute, so I bought that. Also at Teresa Koga's booth, now I told you that she's also a cross stitch designer. I picked up 2 cross stitch patterns from her as well because I obviously cross stitch. So I got the Santa wreath ornament card, and then I got pumpkin pals. She had these also hanging up in her booth, and they were super, super, super cute. So each one of these in her booth was only about 3 to 4 inches tall. They were very small. So she stitches this on 32 count squirrel 2/2, but it looks like her models actually to me look like they were stitched on 40 count over 2. So I am probably going to find some 40 count fabric and stitch these over 2 because I really liked how quaint and small they were. And I don't know if I'm going to stitch the little pumpkin bag or not, but I'm definitely going to stitch the bear, the pumpkin, and the cat figurine. So this is called Pumpkin Pals by Teresa Kogut. And then one of the other punch needle designers that was there was the Woolly Horse, and they're at thewoollyhorse.com. They had rug hooking and punch needle kits. The rug hooking kits included the fabric and all the wool fabric strips to punch the rugs. Well, I was a little overwhelmed by how much hand-dyed and specialty wool colors and stuff there were. Wall-to-wall wool fabrics in quarter yards, half yards, and full yards. And I have decided I am never getting into rug hooking like that because I don't have the space in my house for all those wools, and I already do way too many crafts. But the Woolly Horse had this really adorably cute punch needle pattern in their displayed in their booth, and I just kind of had to pick them up. This is called Happy Jack. Look how cute he is. He is so cute. And this piece, or this packet, actually comes with the weaver's cloth, the pre-printed weaver's cloth. I'm not going to show you everything here. Let me go ahead and show you just this little bit. But you can see this is the weaver's cloth, and the pattern, I can show you this. So let me turn this up a little bit. So the pattern is pre-printed on the cloth, and so you know, you have plenty of cloth to work with on this. So this is the width of the cloth, but you can see it's already pre-printed on there, and you get this in your bundle. So that is really cool to have. And I'm looking forward to starting this punch needle kit. I have to source the embroidery floss for it. So yeah, we have for the punch needle, we have the Ultra Punch, we have the Candy Corn Kitty from Teresa Kogut, and we have the Woolly Horse Happy Jack punch needle kit. So those are my punch needle acquisitions for July. And then my 2 Teresa Kogut cross stitch patterns. And I believe that is all the haul that I have to show you. Yes, 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 indeed. Alrighty, so let's get into July wrap up. So the month of July, I was actually really, really hoping to get a lot more stitching done. I did get more stitching done in July than I did in June. Do I have my June? Yes, I do have my June here. All right. So for the month of June, I only stitched 782 stitches for the month of June on 2 projects. For the month of July, I stitched on 1 project, but I stitched 1,365 stitches on that 1 project. And that 1 project is the Painting Fairy, Plush Companions, and the Stars, which is my cute cartoon witches that I have. And so I will show you the PDF cover sheet, or the cover sheet for the pattern. This is a stamped cross stitch kit that I got from Painting Fairy, but this is the cartoon witches that I am stitching on. It is stamped cross stitch. I am stitching this with 1 strand over 1. It is 20 count. Did I get 20 count? I think I got 20 count. I believe I did get 20 count. But so I am doing a new process with this particular piece. I have wound the piece up on these rods. These are PVC pipe rods that I got from Lowe's, and I wanted to try a new process where I was kind of partly stitching in hand. In my Facebook feed, because I have been following so many stamped cross stitch companies since getting my first stamped cross stitch kits last year, I have been getting a lot of Cambodian and Thailand reel videos of people doing stamped cross stitch, and they use rods like this to kind of roll their either finished bits up or their unfinished bits up, and so they can focus on one little area and kind of work in hand using the sewing method, where you put your needle in, and before you pull it all the way through, you put it through your next hole and just pull through the fabric once, as opposed to putting your needle through, pulling it down, putting the needle back through, and then pulling the thread back up. You're sewing through the fabric, and I wanted to try that with this. So I got these 2 rods from Lowe's, and I put some of that easy stitch Velcro or hook and loop stuff on here, so I could attach my piece to it. This is just a hair clip that I purchased earlier today at the Dollar Tree. So this is just a Dollar Tree hair clip that I'm going to be using to keep this together. And then this is kind of what it looks like. So I have this top part attached with the fabric Velcro to the top, and then you can just kind of unroll it. And this is the stamped cross stitch. So this is the Painting Fairy. I started this in July. I believe, no, I started this in June. And where I was working on was up here in the corner. So I got quite a bit done. So you can see that I did get quite a bit done, but that is all I worked on for July. And I'm really, really actually loving using this, this method of stitching. So I have 3 other stamped cross stitch kits. 2 of them are currently works in progress. And those 2 are bigger than this one, and they're both on scroll frames, but I'm probably going to take them off of the scroll frames because I found 2 more PVC pipe rods at Lowe's, or it was at Lowe's, that are actually a thinner width or diameter than these ones, and they were bigger. So I had my husband cut each of them in half. So now I have 4 rods that are longer than these ones for my bigger projects, and I'm hoping to start working on those. I am noticing this fabric was way stiff when I first got it, and the more I'm working with it, it's softening up quite a bit. So this area that I've been working in has softened up quite a bit. So I am hoping to get those other projects moved over to stitching in hand, because I'm really kind of enjoying that whole process. And then I'm going to be using the clips to kind of help clip the fabric together. So that way it no longer rolls or unrolls on me. But that is the only piece I worked on for the month of July. And again, I put 1,365 stitches in it. All right, so that is pretty much the wrap up. Oh, I stitched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I stitched 10 days in the month of July. Um, did I write down how many I stitched in June? No, I did not. I did not write down how many days I stitched in June. I stitched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I stitched 6 days in June. I stitched 10 days in July. So August is shaping up to be rather interesting, you guys. So if you know, and if you watched my channel, towards the end of July, or towards the end of June and into July, I recorded my Works in Progress parade. And I posted that up for you to watch. When did I do that? Anyway, it was sometime in June or July. But my web parade was three issues, and I shared that I had 99 works in progress. My friend Kelly from Don't Run with Scissors was watching my whip parade, and apparently during my whip parade I had mentioned over, while showing you a couple of my projects, that if I only would take a few sessions of stitching and work on a few of them, I could actually finish them, because they're fairly close to being finished. So Kelly came up with the bright idea a couple of weeks ago. She actually called me out on her video. It's Kelly with Don't Run with Scissors here on YouTube. She kind of called me out and said that I gave her inspiration to kind of declare that the month of August she was doing Annihilation August. So hashtag Annihilation August if you'd like to join in with us. And then, because we're really good friends with Kim the Snitch Stitcher here on YouTube, she also is joining Kelly to do Annihilation August. And thanks to the Snitch Stitcher, who also called me out on her video about Annihilation August, we now have an official event going on for August, hashtag Annihilation August. And so if you put that anywhere on Facebook and anywhere on Instagram and wherever you may post your information about it, just let us know what you're planning on doing. So the whole premise behind Annihilation August is to get some finishes. Okay. And initially I was like, they both called me out. Okay. So now I guess I'm participating in Annihilation August. And I am participating in Annihilation August. But my Annihilation August isn't only gonna have cross stitch on it. So I sat down a couple days ago on a Zoom with my friends, including Kelly and Kim, and I came up with my Annihilation August listing. So I have diamond painting on here. I have Whip Go, which is a cross stitch Facebook challenge. Pixels, which is stickers. Lots of stitching in various stages, and diamond painting, and also a couple of books that I added to it that I need to finish, because I'm way behind in my reading for this year as well. So my Annihilation August is going to be a mixture of a bunch of different things. Diamond painting, pixel stickering, 3D sticker scenes probably will end up in there, and some various forms of cross stitch finishing. So if you're interested, the whole premise is to kind of get things finished, right? That could be a page finish. That could be a color finish. That could be a stitch finish. That could be, you maybe want to do one strand on every project finish, one strand of floss on every project you have in your whip parade. Maybe do that for your entire month. But the whole goal is to get some finishes and get some of your projects worked on and get some of them off of your whip list. I have 99 on my whip list. I have a bunch more in my to be started list and in my to be started bins on either side of me here in my craft room. But yeah, so like this is one of the diamond paintings here that I'm hoping to finish. I have some other diamond painting stuff like calendar bits from last year's 2025 Diamond Art Club calendars that I'm hoping to finish. And I also am participating in WIPGO. You see these squares that are outlined in color but not filled in, like this one here, this one here, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one? I'm going to finish those WIPGO squares in August, you guys. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. I have 7 squares to finish in August. 7 projects that I need to work on for August for cross stitching. Okay. And then I have some other pieces that I'm going to work on. So for the month of August, Annihilation August, thanks to Kim the Snitch Stitcher and Kelly Green, Don't Run with Scissors, I'm going to get the WIPGO done. It's the second day I haven't started anything yet because I'm still kind of in the planning stage. Earth Dancer, Marilyn Leavitt Emblems Earth Dancer. The only thing I have to finish on her is I have to do I have some whisper threads to add to her so I can finish the whisper. That can be at least one of the finished bits. I have to add the dream catcher to her, and then I have to do the part on her that scares me the most about that piece is doing the suede fringe on her dress. Still don't know how I'm going to do the suede fringe on her dress. If you have any ideas on how I can tackle the suede fringe on Earth Dancer, please, please, please let me know. Direct me to where I can find tutorials. I would be most thankful for you. So get whatever I can done on Earth Dancer done because she really needs to get finished and off my WIP list. I put down on here Secret Sleigh Society by, I want to say it's the Frosted Pumpkin, but it might be Tiny Modernist. I think it's Frosted Pumpkin, Secret Sleigh Society. That came out several years back. It was a stitch along during the holidays. I can probably finish that if I sat down to work on it. It's not super big, but I do have quite a bit of stitching left to finish. Maybe at least get some of the motifs finished on it. Square Dance by Heart and Hand. Heart and Hand Square Dance. Yeah, that sounds right. I'd like to finish December Square because the squares are only about like this big. I can finish December Square and then finish up May, June, and July. That whole entire piece. Sleepy Owls is this tiny little magazine piece with 3 owls sitting on a tree limb. I can get that finished if I work on it. Polar Night Sighting, which is the little ornament that I was working on, I think 2 years ago for the Just Cross Stitch Orny Stitch Along. It's a full coverage polar, what is it? No, Aurora Borealis kind of picture with a Santa Claus Santa Claus in his sleigh streaking across the sky as a silhouette. Hold on just a minute. So hi everybody, I'm back. I'm sorry, I had to go help my mom with our cable. So we just a little real life thing. I got signed up as a new account for our AT&T cable. We have DirecTV streaming, and to save us money on our other account, I signed up as a new user, a new account for our cable to kind of reduce our bill and save us money. So mom is having to kind of navigate a new setup for our DirecTV. So I had to go help her with a setting on it that I didn't know how to change. So since it's kind of in my name now, I have to learn how to navigate the new cable settings for her and stuff. So I had to go take care of that. But anyway, I was talking about Square Dance and the Sleepy Owls Polar Night Sighting. I also have an MLI 2001 Free Angel. It might be a Nora Corbett one. I don't remember if it's Nora Corbett or her mother's, but the 2001 Free Angel, I'm hoping to finish that. The 4 Elements by the Tiny Modernist. That was a 4-part a couple of parts stitch along from a couple of years ago. I'm hoping to finish one element in the 4 elements. Wreath swap, which is uh, stitching with the housewives, or the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. Stitching with the Housewives. Anyway, I am doing the wreath swap, which is that one that has the word welcome, and the O's are little wreaths that you can swap out each month. I am hoping to finish tulips, which is done on black over one, black fabric over one. I'm hoping to finish tulips and get at least one of those done. Autumn drinks, the Shannon Christine design one that I'm doing on the autumn banding. I want to finish a second drink on that. Wadabiz Seasons, the other Wadabiz stamped cross stitch kit that I'm doing, that is the 4 seasonal houses. I'm either hoping to get the word seasons finished or the spring house that I've already started. I'd like to finish either one of those because I need to make progress on it to hopefully finish it by, like, very early 2027. So that is what I'm hoping to do on for that. Sunflower Fairy, which is, I believe, the Nora Corbett one that my friend Melanie Pratt had finished the stitching on. It needs beads and a couple other little finishing bits done on it. If I sit down over a night or two, I can finish that. And then my friend, I will have another finish from my friend Melanie to remember her by. So I'm hoping to finish that, the Sunflower Fairy. And then the Lori Birmingham Joy to the World bell pull with the little Santa on the green banding with the gold edges. I just need to sit down and finish that too. That is one of my oldest whips, and I just need to sit down and finish that. So that is what I have going on for cross stitch wise. For the Magical Stitches Facebook group on Facebook, the Magical Stitches group, we are reading through books and stitching prompts every month based on the books. This year, our books are Agatha Christie Hercule Poirot books, Poirot, Hercule Poirot. We are reading his novels from Agatha Christie, and I have several of those books to catch up on because I'm only on the second book, and I think we're on book number 4 or 5 already. So I have several of those. We're on number 5. I have several of those books to catch up on, so I need to finish book 2 and hopefully get into most of book 3 for this month. And I am also currently reading Diana Gabaldon's Written in My Own Heart's Blood. It's part of the Outlander series that she is well known for. I want to say it's book like 6 or 7, and her books are super thick. I restarted it last month because I was, I was about a third into it, and I didn't remember most of that third, so I decided to restart it. So I want to get through half of the book, if I can, as soon as I can. So that is, I have some reading challenges to do as well. And then I have the diamond paintings that I talked about in my last one, and the Pixels cross stitch. And apparently I also have crochet. So I have some crochet stuff to add to my Annihilation August 2026. All right. So other things that I have on my to-do list. So this is my whip go. This is my whip go for 2026. And the squares for August are the orange ones. We have square number 19, which is a project started prior to 2016, which is Santa of the Forest. Santa of the Forest. And then square number 23, which is a project in the current season or fall. I am going to be, this one here, I'm going to be doing Welcome to Pumpkinville. So I have those two for August. Part of Annihilation August is to finish the squares on my whip go. So that is what I'm going to be doing. Get my whip go all caught up. The 24 Hours of Cross Stitch Facebook group, their acrostic challenge for the month is Ordered Piece or Ordered Pieces, I think with an S. So we have Ordered Piece. I still have to sit down and put whips to the letters, pick which whips I'm doing which letters for. And then for Magazine Monthly Challenge Group, the August theme is collaboration, and the acrostic is the word forest. So again, I have to pick out things for that. Semi-sane stitchers. I am participating in Camp Semi-sane. So there's different badges that we can earn throughout the month of August for stitching. Most of the stitching is 200 stitches to earn the badges. And we just have camp badges that we're trying to earn for the month. So I'm going to be hopefully participating in that. Whip Warriors, I'm going to still do Keep It Simple Stitching, which is I focus on one project, and every 1,000 stitches I earn an entry at the end of the year. So I am going to be just doing Keep It Simple Stitching for that. I have backed out of the Oza Board Stitching Challenge, where I was a shopkeeper. I haven't stitched for my shop since January, and I cannot participate in that. It was going to be way too overwhelming. And for my simplify goal for 2026, it was not gonna fall into that. So I did that. Siski stitches. I'm going to be doing hopefully the acrostics for the month. I'm going to be doing the stitching for magical stitches. We have some other things. One of the other things I did too was I kind of revamped my tracker. So this was the initial sheet that I was using for tracking my cross stitch challenges, how much I had to stitch, what project I was working on, and whether or not I got it finished and posted to the group. So I'm going from this daily format to just a generic list where I list out the the challenges going down, the project I'm working on, and as I cross it off, I'll mark it off, and then if I get any more prompts for that same challenge, I'll put it down again and I'll keep going. So for July, this is kind of what my July looked like. So these were the challenges that I stitched on, how much stitching I got on the challenges and whatnot. So this is kind of what I kind of liked this. This was kind of neat, kind of a good thing for me to have. So I'm going to kind of continue that into August, but I am kind of reusing these because I have a lot of these printed off. I'm kind of reusing this and kind of tweaking a little bit just to kind of play with the format and see, how I can kind of tweak these to make them useful to me. Yeah. Siski Stitches, one of the other Facebook things I am on, they have weekly acrostics. So I have these sheets to fill out for the weekly acrostic. Each half of the sheet is a week. So I'm going to put the acrostic letters down the side here and then fill in the project information and whether or not I finish it on those sheets. So I have those tracking sheets here for Siski Stitches. Whitgo. Here's my tracker sheet. This one can go over here because I'm done with that. Done with that. And then I also have an acrostic sheet for other acrostics that I may be participating in. There's an acrostic for the Crafts and Books group. I don't have it written down here, but I have it started in my thing. Let me go ahead and pull that up for you. Did I get going again? Yes, I did. All right, so we have go into saved. And we'll go into here, stitching challenges. Magazine monthly cross stitch challenge. I have that. I have the badges for Camp Semi-sane. I did the 24 hours of cross stitch. It is 24 hours of cross stitch is ordered pieces with an S at the end. And then Crafts and Books, the acrostic is Perseids because I'm guessing the Perseid meteor shower is coming up. Let's see what happens. The Perseid meteor shower puts on a show in the nighttime sky in August. Originating from the comet Swift-Tuttle, the peak dates to witness the Perseid's meteor shower is usually around August 11th through the 13th. With the double letters in the acrostic, you can use the same object twice, but on different patterns. Welcome to our acrostic challenge. Your goal is 200 stitches each letter. All right, so the Perseid meteor shower happens sometime this month around the 11th. So that will be fun. I also have my, this is my daily tracker for what I'm stitching on and what I'm working on. I don't have any stitches up here for the first and today, the first and second, yesterday and today. But I also have to fill in my days off for the month. All right. So we have that going on. Again, I will put all the Facebook groups that I kind of mentioned down below. If you don't see a link for them, reach out, let me know, and I will put the link either in your comment, in a reply in your comment, or I will update the description and put the link to those Facebook groups down below. But if I forget a Facebook group, I apologize. I'm also going to link Kelly's and Kim's YouTube videos. Where they talk about Annihilation August. I'm going to link those videos down below for you, or at least their channels, so you can also go watch them and follow along and join in Annihilation August with us. I have a couple of different events coming up that I just signed up for. So at the end of the month, on the 28th or the 27th through the 30th, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I am attending an online virtual retreat for Fellowship of the Floss. It's called Fellowship of the Floss. I don't remember off the top of my head. That's kind of bad. I don't remember off of the top of my head what group it's from. Let me see if I can find out, because I need to know. I need to know. Fellowship of the Floss. Where am I going to find that at? Fellowship of the Floss virtual retreat. There we go. So the Fellowship of the Floss virtual retreat is hosted by Cross Stitch Society. So I will put that information below. Cross Stitch Society is a Facebook group that I am part of, and they have get-togethers up in the Akron area here in Ohio, which is kind of northeast of here by about 2 hours. It's up kind of near Youngstown, Ohio. And they have get-togethers and stuff. I've been meaning to get up there to go to them, but I haven't made it just yet. They're doing an online virtual retreat called Fellowship of the Floss. It is based on Lord of the Rings, and it starts Thursday the 27th at about 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I have a half day off that day, so I will be joining in on that. And it goes virtually 24/7 until Sunday evening, like at 9 or 10 p.m. So the 27th through the 30th, I will be attending a virtual retreat by the Cross Stitch Society called Fellowship of the Floss. So I will put the link to the group down there, and hopefully you can get in and find out some more information about the event. Let's see. International Hermit and Stitch Weekend, IHSW, is slated for the 20th through the 23rd. And that is basically all I have for you. My husband is celebrating his birthday this coming Thursday. We are both taking Friday off. I don't know what we are doing that weekend yet. So he has his birthday coming up. He also is going in hopefully for a sleep study on the 20th. And hopefully they will diagnose his sleep apnea and get him some help, because his sleep apnea is really bad. But anyway, we have that. I have a doctor's appointment on the 17th, just a kind of a general health checkup. I also need to schedule mammogram. Schedule your mammograms. They're very important. So schedule your mammograms if you need one. Men need them too. So be sure you're getting checked. Because men do get breast cancer. It's not just a women thing. It's not just a female thing. Men get it too. So Anyway, get your breast cancer screenings done. Um, so we have that. We have that. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Another thing, Mom and I are waiting to hear about the Stitching in the Springs retreat in Yellow Springs, Ohio. My friend Kat Jones from Valkyrie Stitchworks normally organizes the event. She didn't have one last year because she and her brother were hoping to open up a bookstore, cross stitch store in the Dayton, Ohio area. And unfortunately, because of tariffs and all the goofy things going on with the current administration in our US government, um, they were having challenges, extreme challenges, trying to obtain stock for their store. So they made the unfortunate decision to not open their store. And so last year, we did not participate in Stitching in the Springs in Yellow Springs, Ohio, because she didn't host any of the retreats. So she was going to bring one back for November this year. She has the dates on her website. I will put the link to the website down below. I don't know that Mom and I are going to be able to go because our local needlework shop here in Columbus, Cross My Heart, they host a 2 or 3 day stitching retreat every year up in Amish country. And the stitching retreat, Camp Gotta Stitch, dates were announced 2 weeks ago. And they are the 15th, 16th, and 17th of November, which is a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So Mom and I will be going to that. But the Stitching in the Springs retreat was supposed to happen the 13th, 14th, and 15th of November, which means that we would be driving to Yellow Springs down that way. We would be driving to Yellow Springs down that way, an hour and a half on Friday. And then on Sunday, we will be driving 3.5 hours 3.5 hours that way, opposite direction, to get up to Amish country for the retreat on Sunday, and we would be gone Friday through Tuesday. That's a lot for me, and I just decided I think we're just gonna kind of stick with Camp Gotta Stitch because we know for sure that's happening, and the PA Ohio and everywhere else cross stitch Facebook group that I am part of that also does challenges. They host a spring and a fall stitch in. I got contacted earlier this week from Deb, the lady that host that puts on and organizes the retreat weekend for that. It's up near Youngstown, Ohio. It's happening in October, and she reached out to me to confirm if Mom and I could make it, and wasn't really sure. So we decided that because that one's quite a bit less expensive budget wise than going to both Stitching in the Springs and Camp Gotta Stitch, that we were probably going up to that one. It's a smaller retreat. And we kind of like the smaller retreats. It's a really nice drive. So we are in October. We are going to the fall stitch-in up near Warren, Ohio, and then we will be attending, most likely attending Camp Gotta Stitch up in Amish country in November as well. So we have those retreats coming up, the virtual retreats. Also, Black Needle Society has released the information for upcoming registration and box purchase for the Downton Abbey Part 3 virtual retreat box that will be coming up in 2027. So I believe August 10th, they said those boxes will go on sale. So if you want to jump in with the Stitching at Downton virtual retreat from the Black Needle Society, I will put the link to the Black Needle Society virtual retreats in a box link down below, and you can join me for the Stitching at Downton Part 3 stitching retreat in 2027. So that is rather exciting. Lots of stuff going on, and just looking forward to getting some Annihilation August information completed. So that being said, this is actually pretty quick. I don't have a whole lot to show you. I don't have a whole lot going on, but anyway, that is everything that I have. So hopefully you've gotten something here. Hopefully you've been enabled, or I've piqued your interest in trying something new, getting stuff added to your stash, or even joining us for Annihilation August, getting some things finished, whether it be finishing a color, finishing a page, finishing an item, finishing a motif, finishing an entire piece, fully finishing something, getting it ready for display. Whatever it may be, whatever craft you may be doing, finishing a book, finishing a chapter, finishing a page, whatever it is, finish something for August, Annihilation August. Join us, hashtag Annihilation August, and see what you can finish this month. We have 29 more days, 28 more days, 29 more days. We have 29 more days in August. So looking forward to finishing that and looking forward to seeing what progress I can make on some of my whips. I have decided though that I'm probably gonna kind of continue this through the end of the year just to try and see what other things I can finish. Oh, another thing I can finish. I have a blanket, a fleece blanket that I'm crocheting the edge on. I'd like to finish that one because that's been um that's been in progress since sometime last year. I was supposed to donate that to my very own blanket, which is a foster child blanket program here locally in Columbus that actually does international now. But you either tie fleece blankets and put the little knot fringe and knots in them, or you can crochet, or some people quilt blankets, or some people just knit or crochet blankets. I take fleece and crochet edges around the fleece blankets. Hold on, let me show you that. I don't think I've shown it on my channel. So sorry about this, you guys. So this is one of the blankets that I'm working on. This is Big Twist yarn. And so we have this, I have this, this one's avocados. So they're avocado cats. And I am crocheting the edges on the blankets. That's all I'm doing, just crocheting a blanket edge on it. And this one, I am adding the green to the brown to kind of match the color. And I actually do need to sit down and do this. So I need to finish the blanket here. That's where I ended, right there, right here. You can see. So I just need to finish the edging. We have, yeah. Once I finish the edging on this, I can work on another one. I had a goal last year of completing 25 of these. I think I turned in 6 or 7 last year. I didn't set a goal for it this year because I knew I wasn't working on it. But yeah, I have these fleece blankets that I'm crocheting edges on for my very own blanket. I will put the link to my very own blanket down below as well. But I have lots of fleece, 1.5 yard sections of fleece that I bought at Joann's several years ago. That is one thing, if you know of a source for fleece, for blankets like that, online, that isn't like massively expensive. I know Michael's and that other box craft store that I don't like to mention and I don't like to shop at because of their stance on a lot of things. Their selection for fleece fabric is basically non-existent. I know Michael's is doing a better job of getting more of the Joann fabrics back in, and so is that other big box craft store. But there really is no source for fleece like that. I probably have about 10 blankets worth of fleece that I could crochet. So I need to get some of those blankets added to my Annihilation August and get a couple of those turned in by the end of the year as well. So anyway, I have that in my stash. This is my crochet hook, one of my crochet hooks. I made this little rainbow loom crochet hook cover several years ago. I was into the rainbow loom with the rubber bands. I made these out of rainbow loom rubber bands. So if you need little cross stitch or crochet hook covers or even diamond painting pen covers, let me know. I can make you some of these. I still have a bunch of the rubber bands from Rainbow Loom, so I can do those too, crafting things. Um, but yeah, I have that to do the little blankets. I haven't shown the blankets before. That's kind of exciting. So yeah, there we go. Maybe we could have a blanket session, and I can actually show you kind of how to make the. I can do that. I can do a blanket. How to tie a blanket session for you, and kind of how they do those. So my very own blanket. The interesting thing is they go out to local companies, local businesses, and they will do events where they get the employees to tie um, fleece blankets for the kids in foster care. And so the whole premise is the kids in foster care, when they're placed in their foster homes, a lot of times they show up with nothing but the clothing on their back, and sometimes not even clothing on their back. They show up with basically nothing. So the foster families have to usually provide a lot of basic necessities for the children. And my very own blanket provides kids in foster care with a blanket of their very own, which gives them a hug. Okay, that's the whole premise. It gives them a hug and gives them something that's theirs to keep and theirs to keep forever. And a lot of the kids that get blankets through this organization come on to volunteer for the organization later on in their life. And it's been a really great thing, because the kids in foster care, a lot of times they don't have many possessions that they show up with. My husband and I, a lot of people don't know this, but my husband and I were going through the foster parenting program here in our county, and we were almost all the way through it. And then we had a really expensive home repair that we needed to do. And unfortunately, through the foster care system, you need some disposable income to provide for the kids initially, and then you get reimbursed by the county for providing them with some of their basic necessities that they need. Unfortunately, the home repair ate up pretty much all of our um, extra income funds that we would need to provide stuff for kids. So we couldn't continue with the program as much as we would like to. That was probably 15 or 20 years ago now that we were going through the program. And we were really sad that we had to pull out, but I found this organization not long after we stopped, probably like the following year after we stopped the foster parenting program. And I was like, I can still help foster kids. So I started kind of making blankets, and they've come to my workplace several times over the last several years, and I've taken 2 hours out of my week and participated making blankets at work for this organization. And it's a really great organization. I kind of just, you know, it's a way to help kids, and I don't have kids of my own. My husband and I are dinks, so dual income no kids is what that stands from. DINK, dink. Dual income no kid. And so it's just kind of our way to help kids that need it, and it's my way to kind of provide a hug to someone that is a little down on their prospects at the moment. So anyway, that is on my WIPCO, on my Annihilation August thing, is to finish that too. I have to add that. So thank you for coming along with me on my stitching adventure this month. And hopefully you will join us for Annihilation August. Hopefully you've gotten some inspiration for things that you can do to move yourself forward and to establish some of those goals. I'm going to talk to you right now. I'm going to lean in a little bit because I want you to know that you are special. You are wanted. You are loved. You have a place here if you need support that you are not getting with those currently surrounding you. You have a place here. I'm your mom now. I'm your aunt now. I give hugs. I will help you any way that you might need it, if I can, or if not, I will try and help you find the help that you need. You are wanted. You belong here. You are loved. And you are very important. I just hope you know that. So, okay, if you need it, please reach out. I will do my best to help you. And just know that I care and that I want you here. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Keep your head up and keep moving forward. I will help you as best I can with the resources that I have, and that you are welcome here. You belong here. Love is love. Science is real. All lives matter. Trans rights are trans rights. No matter how you identify, that is who you are, and that is who you are to me. And I will support you in any way I can. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for watching. And thank you for just being you and just being great and being awesome. And we will catch you soon, hopefully, a couple times, and we will take it from there. So thank you very much for stopping by, and we'll catch you soon. All right, you guys, take care and happy stitching. Annihilation August. Go us.